Portland saw nearly 2 inches of snow in mid-April, which state climatologist Larry O'Neill said was unusual, but not unprecedented.
So it was really kind of an exciting event, even though it was...
That storm kicked off an unusually wet spring, which he said helped the state avoid what was looking like a dangerously dry summer.
Between April and June this year, Oregon received the most rain during that period than it ever had before in recorded history, going back to 1895. And it was really felt statewide.
Parts of the state still reeling from successive years of drought saw some much-needed relief, and wildfire season was pushed back in many places. The cooler temperatures and wet weather wouldn't last, though, and by 4th of July, Oregon began what would end up being an extended period of heat.
Because as soon as July 4th came, we started to get, a lot of these 90-degree days, a few 100-degree days. So every month, starting from July until we got through October, every month was just the hottest month in state recorded history.
This summer didn't feature the headline-grabbing high temperatures of the 2021 heat dome, but O'Neill said it still took a toll.
It was kind of a low and slow bake for us.
For many places, especially in central and southeastern Oregon, the extended heat wiped out any gains made by the spring rain, and it brought back major concerns over drought and water scarcity.
So a lot of fields went fallow, or people planted crops and they failed because there wasn't enough water. And we're also seeing more and more domestic well systems going dry.
Moving into the fall and winter, cooler and wetter weather returned, capped off by the Arctic blast we've had over the last couple weeks.
We actually didn't really set very many record low temperatures, or hardly any at all, during this cold snap.
Looking back at the year as a whole, O'Neill saw some real causes for concern. Climate experts use sophisticated computer models to project how carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will warm the planet. And the weather over the last 2 summers in Oregon has actually been hotter than models predicted.
I personally think that the climate models are probably underestimating some of the warming a little bit.
Now, that could be due to normal variability in weather. But if the models are too conservative, that spells even hotter summers in the future.
The last 2 summers are 2 flavors of what will be normal going, within the next, 1 to 2 decades. And then it'll get even worse going on to that.
Now, O'Neill told me that there were some reasons for optimism, especially with Oregon's efforts to move the state toward renewable electricity and away from fossil fuels. But a certain amount of warming is already pretty much locked in by the amount of carbon dioxide we put into the atmosphere. So it will be just as important that we make sure we adapt to a hotter future, in particular for Oregon's most vulnerable residents. Christine?
Okay, thank you, Cale.